Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I know it has been some time since I last uploaded a video to the channel, but once again, as always, it is a pleasure to have you. Now, today, I thought I would share with you my 1991 American football card collection. So, right here is what the packages looked like, or the card packs. Now, I saved this specific card pack because I got a whole box like you would see in stores. They have the boxes with a bunch of these individual packs on top to be sold. I got that for about what I could sell this individual pack for. So I've kept that around for that reason. There could be any number of players in this pack that might be worth more than that, but I've decided to just keep it as is. So we shall get started here by finding the zipper and opening the package. Now, here I have two duplicates of a card that you will see in here later on. It is the Rookies of the Year for 1990 or 1991. I don't know for certain, but it is Mark Carrier on defense. I believe he plays for, or he played for Dallas, I want to say. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know very well. And then, oh no, he played for the Chicago Bears there. That's their helmet on the bottom. And then Emmitt Smith, who I was confusing there for a minute, is the one that plays for Dallas. So I have these first couple of pages left intentionally blank in case I find more cards from this era later on that are special in some way. So it's quite a few pages, I know, but that's just how I operate with my football cards. I may have been a bit over dramatic with the number of pages here. I think it's 10 pages that are left intentionally blank, but then we get up to the Miami Dolphins. So, now granted, the cards I have in this book are not all the cards that I have from this set, and I do apologize if the light that I'm using is washing it out a little bit. I know my setup is a bit janky at the moment, but I hope you're willing to bear with me. So, moving on, we have the Miami Dolphins. We have Dan Marino, one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time to not win a Super Bowl. He had all kinds of records for Miami. Then up here we have Mark Clayton, who I believe is second or third in their all-time receiving list. I know he's up there. I don't know off the top of my head where exactly he ranks. There's also Mark Duper, another wide receiver that is very successful in Miami history. And then this here is the Buffalo Bills. We have quite a few special cards here, as NFL fans would know. The Buffalo Bills in the 90s and late 80s were a very, very competitive team, very successful team. They went to 4 consecutive Super Bowls and lost all 4, which is a great shame. But we have a couple other players, and now, granted, I don't know a lot about the players of this era. I didn't get into American football until about 2017, so I don't know a lot of these guys, but we have these special cards here from this series that are called Dream Team. So we have Andre Reed, and I believe that's Bruce Smith. I think. I have it covered with a Thomas card there, but I have quite a few other Bruce Smith cards and Thurman Thomas cards, so it could be either or, but I have quite a few nice looking cards here for the Buffalo Bills. I also have their base cards. I didn't put them in this binder, but I do have them. So up next we have the Patriots, and of course I don't know anything really about the Patriots other than Tom Brady destroyed the league for a decade. So we have John Hanna, who my friend that's a big Patriots guy says is one of the greatest players of all time. And then this is Bruce Armstrong down here on the bottom, another Dream Team card. And then we have the New York Jets, and keep in mind I have plenty more cards for each team, but these are just the ones that stuck out to me. We have Dennis Bird, and this is Pat Leahy, I think is how you pronounce it. So, moving on, we have the Indias, that's not a word, the Indianapolis Colts. I believe they were still Baltimore at the time. So we have a rookie card for Mark Vanderpool and Jeff George, and then I also stuck his base card back there. And then we have the Houston Oilers, who are now in the modern era the Tennessee Titans. So we have a lot of Warren Moon cards, probably the greatest player in Houston Oilers Tennessee history. I don't know an awful lot about the Titans, but yeah, we have Warren Moon in here 3 times, and then on the bottom here we have Richard Johnson, and I cannot remember who this other Dream Team card is. There's also Raywood Jeffries and Steve Jackson. Over on this side we have the Chargers. So we have, we have Leslie O'Neal, Junior Seau, who we tragically lost, I think, 2 years ago. Very sad what happened to him, and of course you feel bad for the family. Junior Seau was a phenomenal player, and me personally, my favorite position in American football is safety. So he played a little bit of safety, played some inside linebacker, moved around a lot, but I was a big Junior Seau fan, so it was sad to lose him. And then we have Marion Butts there on the bottom. Up next, we have the Denver Broncos, who are a very interesting team this coming year, a couple months from now. They just signed Sean Payton to be their head coach, and a lot of people are really hoping he can help bring back the old Russell Wilson. But we have John Elway, Dennis Smith, and this on the bottom is Bobby Humphrey. I don't know who he is at all. I know John Elway, but he has one of these fancy team MVP cards, so I kept him in there. Here's the Kansas City Chiefs, currently considered one of the greatest teams in the NFL. We have Jan Stenerud. I think I butchered that quite badly, but we also have Derek Thomas, DeBerg, and another, no, that's not okay, so another Steve DeBerg up here and down here. So that's the Kansas City Chiefs. Now this, in the 90s, much like the Buffalo Bills, the Oakland Raiders, I think they may have been LA at the time. I don't quite know. I've never been the best at keeping track of that sort of thing. So I think they may have been in LA at the time, but it's still the Raiders. So they were a very good team back in the 90s. They have some incredible players. They have Marcus Allen, Bo Jackson, Ronnie Lott, criminally underrated player. I love Ronnie Lott. And then the team MVP, Bo Jackson, and Don Mosbar. I think he was center. So he was on the Dream Team for 1991. I don't know, because I haven't looked into it. I don't know if I have every Dream Team card for this this set. It's the 1991 Score Series 2. I don't know if I have the full set for that, but it also says on here you can win Dream Team autographed cards, which are those right there. And I don't think any of those that I've looked into have been worth more than a couple dollars, but and then there's a bunch of promotional material on the back that says you can win other things, but we'll just leave that off to the side. So getting back into it, this is the Cincinnati Bengals. David Fulker, I'm not quite sure. Ickey Woods, he had a controversial touchdown celebration back in the day. I can't remember exactly what it was that he specifically did, but I know in this era the Falcons had a celebration called the Dirty Bird, and this was a little bit later in the 90s. I think it was like 97. Ickey Woods mocked the Falcons by doing the Dirty Bird after scoring a touchdown. And then on the bottom, the team MVP card is James Brooks. And then over here is the Cleveland Browns. We have Eric Turner, and the team MVP is, I believe that says Kevin Mack. Yeah, Kevin Mack. And then the Steelers. I don't have a lot Steeler cards for what they were in the 90s. They were pretty good. But I do have two Rod Woodson cards that are really cool because, again, I'm a big safety guy. I'm a big defensive back guy. So having some Rod Woodson's really cool. And then I also have Hardy Nickerson. Coming up next, we have at the time, Washington Redskins, now the Commanders. And I don't know anything about the 90s Washington team. I don't really pay attention to that specific conference, the NFC East. I've just never been a fan of any of those teams. Dallas, Washington, Philadelphia, New York. You know, it's never been my thing. But we have Jim Lackey? I'm not sure. Ernest Biner, and then a dream team, Jim Lackey. And then over here we have the Dallas Cowboys. So we have Michael Irvin, who is now, I believe, he is on one of the studios. I'm not sure which one. I think he may be with Fox, or maybe that's Strahan. I'm not sure. I have no doubt he's doing broadcast work. Speaking of broadcast work, we also have Troy Aikman, who's now with Amazon, doing their Monday night, I think, is Amazon, or is it Thursday? I don't know. He's doing one of the prime times. So, and then we have a Tex Schramm card and Bill Musgrave. So, over here, now these are some well-recognized names if you're in the NFL world. We have Lawrence Taylor, regarded as one of the greatest defensive players to ever play the game of football. Absolutely dominating Hall of Famer, crazy player. We have Phil Simms, who does a lot of media work now. And then up here in the top corner, we have Pepper Johnson, I believe. Yeah, that's what it said. And then finally, we have the Philadelphia Eagles. We have Reggie White, Randall Cunningham, and Keith Jackson. Now, this is rather embarrassing, but I only kept one Arizona Cardinal card in here. I do have more off to the side in another box here. But it is Team MVP Johnny Johnson. I'm sorry if you're unable to read a lot of this. I've been moving through this kind of fast, I understand, but I only have so much recording time on my phone, so it is a bit of a jank setup, but it is what we have, and you know, you gotta work within your confines. But anyway, moving on now to the NFC South and the New Orleans Saints. I do like the Saints. Drew Brees is one of my favorite quarterbacks ever. They have some guys now that I really like Alvin Kamara and Chris Olave. I'm a big fan of. So we have Robert Massey there. And we have Pat Swilling. Not a lot for New Orleans, but again, I only kept a very select number of cards in the binder itself, and then the rest are kept safely in a box. So we move now to some of the most interesting cards I have. First of all, I have a Brett Favre rookie card when he was drafted by Atlanta and not scamming the poor people of Missouri out of thousands and thousands of dollars. I have Neon Deion Sanders, prime time. Another one of my favorite players ever. I love Deion Sanders. Absolutely incredible. He's now coaching for, is it Colorado State, I want to say? Not entirely sure, but he's out there in the coaching world. Up here we have Andre Rison and the Dream Team, Andre Rison. Over here we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We have Vinny Testaverde, who played for a lot of NFL teams. He was a bit of a journeyman. We have two Mark Robinsons, and then I believe this is the other Mark Carrier that I was confusing earlier on that joint rookie cards. So now we have what was probably the best team in the 90s. The San Francisco 49ers were just incredible. I think they won 4 Super Bowls between 85 and 96, I think. And then I think they won another one later. I'd have to check my history, but I know this era, I think it's 4, because I think Montana won 2 and Steve won 2. But anyways, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Guy McIntyre, Jerry Rice. I know there's I think there's a Dream Team card for Jerry Rice, but I don't have it, obviously. But yeah, so we have, this is also Jerry Rice here, and I don't know what that card is called, because we have the team MVP Joe Montana, and then this is a special other kind of card. But anyways, we also have Charles Halley, and then the Seattle Seahawks we have, let me take a look here, John L. Williams. The Seahawks, I think, were still relatively new in the 90s. I can't remember when they came around. I think it may have been the 80s. I don't know for sure, I'd have to look, but I think they were a relatively young team at this point. And next we have the LA Rams. Greatest show on turf in '99, I think, was the greatest show on turf. So Marcus Dupree, Kevin Green, who also sadly passed away a couple years ago, and then we have the team MVP Henry Ellard. And then over here we have the Chicago Bears, Mark Carrier, and then the joint rookie card is also in here. I don't know why I didn't throw it in with the Cowboys, because I have 2 others, but whatever. We have the team MVP as Neil Anderson, I think. Yeah, Neil Anderson. And then William the Fridge Perry is up here, I believe. I think that, no, I don't actually know who that is. Oh, it's Mark Carrier. Okay, I see. Usually when I stack cards like that, it's the same guy, but I guess I didn't carry through with that, but oh well, it's no big deal. Detroit Lions, we have Barry Sanders, Robert Clark. And then I don't know entirely who is on this card. I think it's it's Barry Sanders again. Okay. Again, I still don't know what this card style means. Because that's Team MVP, that's Dream Team. Not a clue what that means, and it's always stacked like that. But Herman Moore and Andre Ware round out the Chicago Bears. We are getting close to the end here, I think. Yeah. Green Bay Packers, we have Shannon Sharpe and Leroy Butler. And I believe this is the final page. We have the Minnesota Vikings, who are also good in the 90s but never accomplished much of anything. They have, I believe these are 3 Hall of Famers. We have Randall McDaniel, Chris Dolman, who famously, the Minnesota Vikings, the year they drafted Chris Dolman, had pick number 2 in the NFL draft. I think it was 2. And they failed to pick, so they got skipped. And then I think the Falcons ended up picking it 2, and I don't remember who they picked, but the Vikings picked Dolman at 3. And I don't think they were very upset for losing their pick. And just to make sure, yeah, so there isn't anyone else left here. So I don't think Randy Moss was in the league yet at this time. I think he was drafted in 97. So I'll have to double check that and look for some older football cards, because I really enjoyed getting these and putting this binder together. This was essentially, this was my introduction to the football card world. If I had the financial stability, I'd probably go out and spend far too much money on collectible cards, because it's a very enjoyable hobby to me. Maybe one day I'll do a opening video, Pokemon, football, something like that. I would love to do so. Maybe that's in the future. I don't really know yet, but before I leave you, I wanted to also briefly show you. I'm not going to open it because it makes a very jarring sound, but so this is the rest of the cards from the 1991 football card set. There's I think there's 300 cards in here, or something close to that. It might be more than that actually, but I don't quite remember. It's been a couple years since I put this together, but this is a very heavy box, not just because it's metal, but I don't own. I've lost most of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I won't be able to show you anything from this. But I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'm sorry for not uploading more frequently. I had some personal stuff to deal with. I hope you understand. I should be getting back into the groove of things and uploading again here shortly. I thank you, as always, very much for watching, commenting, liking, and subscribing. It really does help a lot, and I appreciate any and all support that you give to the channel. I love making these videos. I love being an entertainer, and I hope you've enjoyed. Thank you once again, and I will speak with you all again soon. Goodbye.